Good morning. Welcome to Faith in the Morning. Something good is going to happen to you today. So expect miracles because God loves you. That's what we're focusing on this month. How much God loves you and how you can experience his love. You know, so far this month, we've talked about because he loves you, you should have victory. Because he loves you, he provides for you. Because he loves you, there's freedom for you. We're just looking at all the wonderful things the love of God has made available to you. So once again, welcome to Faith in the Morning. Faith in the Morning exists to help you start your day with faith and encouragement. And that's exactly what's going to happen today as we share on God's love for you. Do me a favor, however you're watching, share so other people can watch with you. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, subscribe, follow, rate us highly so other people can discover us. YouTube, subscribe to our channel and share so other people can be encouraged. Facebook, Faith Plus, share so other people can find out about these messages. You know, we really want to help you start your weekdays with faith. So you start in faith, you continue in faith, and you end in faith, because faith is not a moment, it's not a movement, it is a lifestyle. And Hebrews 11 says it is that lifestyle that pleases God. So go back with me to 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. We were talking about it yesterday, and this is where we're focusing on this week, building into something I want to share with you next week. 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. It says, "And we have known and believed the love that God has to us. God is love, and he that dwells in love dwells in God, and God in him." We have known and we have believed. Most Christians, most believers have a mental assent and mental knowledge of God's love. If you ask them, well, does God love you? Yeah, of course God loves me, because God so loves the world. But how much have they allowed, as I was sharing yesterday, that love, that knowledge of God's love to affect their thinking, to affect their expectations, to affect their decision making? Does your knowledge of the love of God affect how you view God, how you view life, and how you view your everyday life? If it doesn't, I submit to you this morning, your knowledge, or let me say it this way, your practical experiential knowledge of God's love is on a very low level. See, when we study the Gospels, Jesus made these interesting statements so often. He would say, because the Father loves the Son, he's going to do this. Because the Father loves the Son, he's going to show you all things greater than what you've seen. Notice it was on the basis of, because my Father loves me. We should be able to have expectations and communicate things simply because we know God loves us. It's a good time to say God loves me. Go ahead and say it again. Say, God loves me. And because we know that, it should affect our thinking. It should affect our expectations. And it should affect our decision making. And I was looking up this word known, and what does this word known mean? And this word known, it's talking about to come into a practical experience of. This means it's not just, oh, I read a book about it. No, I can come to know it because I experienced it. First-hand knowledge, not second-hand, third-hand. Someone told me about God's love, so I believed it because what they told me. It was good for what they told me, but then I experienced it for myself. See, God's love is not just something for you to know. It's something for you to experience, and that you come away with knowledge of God's love because you experienced it. For those of you who go to Faith Christian Center, you've heard me say this before, but for those of you who follow us who don't go to Faith Christian Center, we call our services experiences because we want people to experience God, to experience his word, to experience his presence, and to experience his love. And when I talk about experience his love, I really go into detail with it with our team Faith, the hundreds of volunteers who serve every week and help us do what we do. And I said people should be able to come to our church one time and experience the love of God and leave with a definition of what love is just because they came in contact with us. That's another definition for experience. And the thing is, you can experience God's love in such a deep way that it's not just because of what you read. You began to experience what you read. Because God loves you. He is love, and he wants you to experience his love. We're running out of time, but I want to read this to you from the Amplified Classic Edition. And it says, "And we know, understand, recognize, are conscious of, by observation and by experience, and believe, adhere to, put faith in, and rely on the love God cherishes for us. God is love, and he who dwells and continues in love dwells and continues in God, and God dwells and continues in him. We'll pick up more here tomorrow, but know this: God's love for you is something you can experience every single day of your life. And here's how you start: believe in it. And what is the way you come to believe it? By hearing it. What you're doing right now, listen to this podcast, watching it again and again, and saying throughout the day. Here's my challenge for you for the rest of the day. Say throughout the day, God loves me. At lunch, say God loves me. When you're heading home from work, you're shutting off your computer, say God loves me. When you're making dinner, about to eat dinner, say God loves me. And sometime throughout the day, sing a song about how much God loves you. It's going to renew your mind, and it's going to set you up for what we share tomorrow and going forward, and how you can experience God's love for you. I love you so much. Have a great day. Something good is going to happen to you because God loves you. See you tomorrow. God bless.